2007 Premier 25-foot 115 Mercury outboard pontoon boat. So we always have the issue, I think most pontoon boats, when you get too many people in the front, it would kind of nosedive, get a wave of water coming over, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then it would maybe top speed 22 miles an hour with the tops down and 2 people on board on smooth water.
We just came off the water, and what did we do here in terms of speed?
Yeah, we were 30 miles an hour with 7 people on the boat, and it was quiet.
That's amazing.
The thing I noticed right away was like super quiet. Before, you did a lot of chop on the sides and like you're pushing through the water real loud. As soon as you got up on plane, it was real quiet.
Yeah,
smooth.
So we really just want to ask him his reaction to kind of the before and after, what he feels about the system.
Wow, it's amazing. I mean, once you get the trim figured out a little bit, figure out how to fly the boat, and that's really what you're doing, is flying the boat. Once it gets up there, it's much more comfortable. There is less bumpiness when you're driving the boat, when you're going across waves and wakes. And then turning is amazing. It's like driving a V-bottom boat. So when you go into a turn, it actually leans into the turn, which is, for a pontoon boat, is simply amazing.
Unheard of.
Yeah, so no, I'm extremely happy with the way this turned out.
It's like a airplane fin full that literally will pick your boat up as you drive. When you take off, it doesn't drive like a boat anymore. It takes off like a car. It just picks up your front end and you just ease up to the speed you want. Smooth. You get some hard winds, you always put the nose of the boat in the wind. She'll just run over them waves. It's like riding on air, man.
Yeah,
it is.
Sun Tracker 22 fishing barge. It's got a 115 Merc command thrust on it. Tell us a little bit about how your boat rode before adding the Hydrofin system.
Well, it's a pontoon boat, and it rode and drove like a pontoon boat.
Yeah. What kind of speed did you get before?
By myself, for my fishing gear, 29 to 30 miles an hour.
Okay.
And that wide open, and you could tell that the boat was running, but the boat was pushing and struggling.
Yeah.
You know, it's shoving the water.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so we put the system on the boat, and what did we get today in terms of top speed?
Y'all see me smiling. It's totally different.
It's crazy.
It's totally different.
Yeah. Yeah.
Got out there, and I'm not used to driving it yet, but got out there and got the boat up on plane and trimmed it up, and 3 grown men in there, 40 miles an hour. I mean, you know, it's unreal.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
it was crazy.
And the water, the spray went away.
Yeah.
It just went away.
Yeah.
And of course, it was a little edgy because you're sitting there floating.
Yeah.
You're
floating
on there. You're floating on top of that water.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah. That was insane.
Great.
That was a radical.
I didn't expect
speed
40 miles an hour with 3
Right.
people in there.
Right. No, I didn't either, honestly. What felt really comfortable to you in terms of this cruise speeds, and how was the trim working?
Oh, it worked great after I got out of the race mode.
Yeah.
You know,
right.
And get back to reality where you're just going to cruise. I set the boat at 17, 18 where I usually do, and started trimming up, and it started planing off, and the water went away. And I looked down, and I'm running 28 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And I'm cruising. I ain't even touched the throttle.
Yeah.
I ain't even touched the throttle.
Right.
I'm just sitting up here cruising and bump that trim up, and you look down, and your speed is steadily going up.
Right.
And you just let go of the steering wheel. It's like you're just floating. You don't hear nothing. You
Yeah.
hear that motor back there. Totally different. It turns a pontoon shoving water into a pontoon that's up on top of the water, and it's very pleasurable to drive and very pleasurable to just sit up there and ride.
Right.
It turns faster and does not slow down.
Yeah.
Used to when I'd pull the boys on the tube, and you'd be turning at say 20. Well, you'd look down and you'd be doing 10 or 8.
Yeah.
And then you'd have to start all back over again.
Yeah. Right.
Where now, when you turn, you're staying at same speed.
Right.
And if you want to gas it, you can gas it, and you can keep just
Right.
It's not a pontoon anymore.
It was actually kind of a revelation. It does a lot of things better than I thought it would. The ride is much smoother. Water's pretty choppy today.
Yeah.
And it cuts through the chop, and that slap you normally get on the bottom of the boat that's choppy, that's gone. There's a lot of spray in the engine always made before. That spray is gone. And when you turn, we might lose a mile an hour as opposed to before. The thing would die in the water. And it leans in on the turn. It's also very nice.
Yeah.
And I think one of the nicest things is the steering lightens up dramatically. I've been considering putting a electronic power steering on it. And I don't need that now. I can steer it with 2 fingers. It's me, but
Yeah.
it's amazing.
Yeah. What did you think about the ride?
Comparatively speaking, the ride was at least twice as good, maybe more. I mean, I don't know the percentage, but it's a lot better.
Yeah. Yeah. So tell me about what you mean by that. So like,
Well,
what
before
felt different?
before the boat would grab in the water, and now it just glides right through the water like it's on rails.
Yeah.
Literally, it is on rails, isn't it?
All right. It is.
Yeah. So it would run. It'll run 30 miles an hour just with ease.
Yeah.
Steers way better, like a race car now. I couldn't believe it, but that was kind of an added thing there.
Jason then just came out, put the Hydrofins on the pontoon. Freaking incredible. Did everything he said it was going to do. Hit top speeds. It was nuts. It's awesome. Guys got to get them.
And we saw a pretty big improvement right off the bat. It went up to 37.5 miles an hour from the 30 miles. In fact, my wife commented that this was the smoothest ride that she had ever experienced on Lake Texoma. And with the big boats on Lake Texoma, they really stir up the chop.
Yeah.
So there's huge
sure.
waves.
Yeah.
And as I said, my wife said it was the smoothest ride she's ever experienced on Lake Texoma.
That's awesome.
Because it lifts up the boat. It lifted up the boat so much, instead of the boat slamming into the waves,
Yeah.
it would just ride right over them. It was
Yeah.
a really nice, smooth ride because it
Yeah.
does lift the front of the boat up,
Yeah.
and you're not slamming the waves, you're riding over them.
Yeah. That's awesome.